Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say Saturday. Happy Wednesday. It has been a day. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing good. Welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast. This is your boy, Rich. As you see, I'm in a new location today just because my normal hosting location is being used right now. And I actually like this. This is my personal office, and I actually like the feel for this. So this may just be the new broadcast studio going forward. But nonetheless, welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast. It is Rich, founder and chief generosity officer for Generosity Global. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I do have to apologize for the delay. Myself and the guests, we've had some technical difficulties, some connectivity issues to get them online. They are actually right now in Africa, and with trying to get connected in the continent, sometimes it's very difficult. But nonetheless, I think we are ready to bring her on. I think we are ready to go live. Well, we are live, but we are ready to have this discussion. But as you all know, the Fuel by Generosity podcast is designed as a way to bring you all, our supporters, our donors, our partners, close to the Generosity Global brand, so you can be connected to our mission and everything that we do, from providing water in Africa and uplifting women in Africa, as well as providing showers and giving the homeless a meal, something decent. We just had an amazing selfless Saturday in this past Saturday, where so many volunteers came out and so many lives were impacted. And so we designed it as a way to connect you all, our supporters, to our mission, to our cause, so you can be more involved and more connected. And then we also designed this podcast as a way to highlight people around the world, locally and around the world, who are doing an amazing job using the power of generosity to impact the world, to basically change lives near and far, for people in their communities and people away from them. And today we have an amazing guest. Let's just say amazing. When I first was introduced to her, I was just basically blown away by her vision, her might, her work, her impact, and her desire to basically light up Africa, be the energy queen, as we call her, as she's been dubbed and has been recognized by many organizations for the work that she does. Just a trailblazer, and somebody that I am fortunate to be able to do this kind of work with in the nonprofit NGO space. And so I'm excited to bring her on board. I'm excited to have this conversation. And our goal is hopefully just inspire a few people to go out there, take the leap of faith, and start something that impacts lives, not just for today, but for generations to come. So without further ado, please welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast, my sister, Mrs. Monique Ntumngia. Monique, are you there? Kind of work with
okay. Let me stop everything here. Hi, everybody. Trying to figure out. Can everybody get me?
We can get you. We can get you.
Okay, that's okay.
Yes.
And is it clear?
It's clear. It's clear. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Rich?
I am good. I am good, dear. It's been a energy crisis trying to get this thing up.
Imagine the renewable energy queen of Africa experiencing energy issues.
Imagine that.
That's why I do what I do. Yeah. So currently in Abuja, and you guys know, here in Nigeria, access to energy is a huge problem. So anytime it goes dark, just know that the national grid has gone off and generator have to take over, and but we move. Like I say, we move.
We move. So let's just warn our audience: if she goes dark, and just know that it is energy crisis that she's trying to solve. Okay.
Yeah.
So Monique, welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast.
Finally, you're having me.
Finally, I have you on the show. You're so You're so hard to track down. So
I know. Even the COVID now, it's crazy.
yeah.
Since we cannot travel, we're doing virtual meetings with crazy time zones. Like, yeah, like your own. Like, it's 9:30 p.m. It's to 10, almost 10 p.m. here.
Yes.
Your Eastern Pacific time, and yeah, but that's how we roll. So like, yeah, thank you for technology.
That's it. So everybody who is watching us right now, if you want Monique to see your comments, make sure you go watch on the Fuel by Generosity podcast page or the Generosity Global page. Just go to those pages so that way we can see your comments. I can add them to the screen. We can make it interactive so we all can see. But Monique, for those who are just finding out about you, please tell us who is Monique. Tell us who the African energy queen is.
Okay, let me keep it short and simple. Monique Ntumngia is Cameroonian, a trained legal practitioner, founder of the Green Girls Organization, Pan-African at heart, on a mission to solve Africa's energy problem with the use of renewable energy. That is solar energy and biogas. Yeah, let's keep it short and simple.
That's very short and simple. So let me just jump back. So what got you inspired to do this?
That question always keeps coming back, Rich. That's a very good question. And I don't know if you even know, you're even my mentor when it comes to the NGO space. So yeah, all the wonderful things I'm doing, you're in the background, even though people don't even know that. Yeah, let's give people their roses and their flowers while they are alive, right? So thank you for all the support and everything. And I know I don't always like reach out, but you always know I'm up to something, But when we reach out, when we connect, it's like 1 hour of updating from this to this that I did. So the story is I was a young director in charge of gender and human rights, and at the time I was working for this Pan-African NGO, and we're in Nigeria. That's when Nigeria is very dear to my heart. It's second home. The entire stuff started here with clean energy. So the projects I used to coordinate and work around West Africa, where everything advocating against female genital mutilation, advocating for the girl child education, against early girl child marriage, and everything women empowerment, because my specialty in law was gender and human rights. So this is September 2014. We had gotten grants from a couple of organizations, and we were working on a 3-year project, which was advocating for the girl child education in the Muslim communities in the northern states in Nigeria. We're actually in Kano. And, during field implementation, usually you normally take breaks. So during this break period, a group of Muslim girls, very timid in their hijabs, approached me. But, Ma, we don't have lights. So how are we going to study at night? You're giving us books, you're building us schools, but without light, we're not going to be able to study at night. And that's where the entire thing clicked. And that's how it clicked. Now, did I know I was going to create Green Girls? No. Did I know I was going to, have so much impact with the team on the continent? No. But then I realized that the real root cause problem was not being solved. And this is a real issue in Africa. Organizations want to do good. Philanthropists want to do good. But unconsciously, they find themselves dictating solutions and not providing the specific solutions that Africa needs, be it in terms of maybe potable water, access to energy, access to education, and all the like. Effectively, we had gotten so much money. We were constructing schools. We were providing didactic materials. We had gotten teachers, and it's true. Back when the girls would go home without electricity, they'll not be able to study. So I just developed a simple concept note, which was promoting sustainable development in Africa with the help of solar energy. That was just idea offhand. And the idea was simple: take part of these grants and then give the money to a company that could provide for us simple solar lamps, very portable, easy to use, for the average African girl child that didn't have access to lights, which is basically electricity. That was just the get-go. And brainstorm with the team at the time. And we found this company in Norway called Bright. They make fabulous, the Norwegian fabulous clean energy products, like solar products. And every year they organize competitions for the staff or youngsters who come and do internships and stuff like that. So they just love the entire concept. And long story short, with over $50,000 US, we go back 35,000 of this land, shared to a lot of the communities, the northern communities in Nigeria here. And I thought to myself, okay, Cameroon is my country of origin. Identifying this problem out of Cameroon does not mean that Cameroon is, alienated to this problem. Yes. But during my leave period, came to Cameroon, was struggling to find an organization that was their goal was to make available lights for villages so that girls could, go to school, because the typical African context, especially in the rural communities, the woman does everything, the girl does everything. She will cook, she will wash, she'll do everything, she will heat the food, and dad comes back in the night, all of that. I didn't find any.
Mm-hmm.
And then the energy problem that, let's say, the CEMAC zone, Central African zone, experiences different from Nigeria. I mean, it's a cultural thing in Nigeria. Nobody has to tell you that you should get a generator if you're renting, if you're building. Now, the kind of generator will depend on your financial capabilities,
Yeah.
But, it's not in Cameroon that we're having constant light shortage, that people are getting into, I'm embracing the entire thing of, having a generator, to power up your house, your office, and all the like. So this is now 2015. The UN has approved the Sustainable Development Goals. It moved from MDGs, Millennium Development Goals, to SDGs. And I go through the SDGs. I'm like, okay, there's gender equity, there's access to energy. It was cutting across a lot of societal issues that Africa goes through and the world at large. And that's how, I registered Green Girls in 2015. And it was a challenge because nobody was doing this. Nobody had heard about this. A lot of people kept telling me, but if you want to provide energy for women and girls African rural communities, then go and construct a polytechnic, or go and construct. Nobody was understanding. They're like, how are you going to train women and girls on how to, how are you going to have a lot of questions? But so I legit leverage on the internet, so taught myself everything I know about renewable energy, because I'm an eternal and I still learn. And that's why I like to tell people that the internet is immense wealth in our hands in this generation. Now, it depends on how you use it. Some people use it for, bad buzz. Some people use it to, help, like what we, the social entrepreneurs, do. And others just use it for, to get a positive or negative message across. Because I tell people, the internet validates everybody. Now, it depends on how thick your skin is. When the bad buzz comes out, so that's how got Green Girls up and running. And here we are. Yeah. So that's the little story.
No, I mean, it's a story that we want to unpack, because in that, it's a woman who had a vision, who saw a need. And even though you did not have the background in energy, you said, people would think you had all this experience with energy. And then, but no, you decided to just learn this thing on your own.
And I'm still learning, because a lot of people always ask me, so which engineering school did you go to? What was your field back? I'm the pure arts person, pure arts. I'm very bad in maths. The only maths I know how to do is to calculate money. I'm very bad in maths, I'm a pure arts, like A1, those who went to school in Cameroon, like history literature friend, pure arts, like law is in my blood, and how I got here, I don't like. But that's the beauty of the digital age, because you can literally learn something in school, and then you go off to empower yourself, to just keep an open mind and just soak in whatever information you want to get online, and then you put it into application. So that's what I just keep doing, so to stay ahead and to avoid the negative stereotypes. Oh yeah, you see, she cannot do it because background is low. Oh no, you see, no, she's an African woman. Yeah. So by the way, NEPA has taken the light. We're waiting for the generator. So
wow,
that's it. So that's it. So you guys see why I have to keep doing what I do. So that's just it. So I keep learning. I have to be on track, because a lot of things against me, being a woman, being a career African woman, being Black, being young, it's a lot of things. So I have to make sure that all those boxes are not ticked by the, by society at large. Yeah.
No, I mean, the one thing that I admire about you is you own your woman. You own your space, you own your age, you own your impact. And I like this comment, because I wanted to double click on that as well, from Beyond Financial Reset, where they said it's not about dictating solutions. It's about going into the community and understanding what they need. What did
solutions.
What did you discover when you went into these communities? Like, what was that need? And help us understand like the energy crisis for some of us who do not really understand it.
Okay, you know, on the surface level, what you definitely see when you go to a lot of African rural communities is there's no lights. That's what you don't see. But it goes way beyond that. Okay, like let me this is together. Okay, like normally what happens is the fact that, for example, later on 2016, when I'll get back to that question, but the audience to understand something.
Okay.
Later on in 2016, when we introduced the use of AI, when a general coordinator joined the group and introduced the use of AI, which is very specific because with AI there's no guesswork. AI is going to like help you solve a problem like really to nitty gritty. We named the solution that we patented the MNKB92 model. Now this is the story behind it, and for people to understand how the energy crisis that the African rural communities or the women and girls face, how it really affects them beyond just going to a village and it is dark. Okay, so in 2016, we had this community where this group of girls were like just so interested in what we're doing when we came to do field research, like collect data and information, which is data or the like. And yes, months later, when we went back to this community, this is in Cameroon, we went back to this community, and I'm sort of getting emotional because you just like we see its energy, but it goes beyond that. So you have this girl, Aminata. Aminata was among these first girls that they were so excited, like wanting to answer all the questions about us getting to know what their challenges were, aside the fact that they will have to inhale the smoke when they're cooking and all the like. So at the time, I did not know the team. We did not know she had been sexually assaulted because she had to go and fetch firewood. At the time, she was pregnant, but she did not know she was 13 years old. So when we went back 6 months later to start the first implementations in that community, she had passed away. She had passed away because she passed away because she went to give birth and then she suffered the fistula, which is a usual medical condition where the woman loses her, like the rectum and the vagina the muscles are too get weak, whereby in the developed world or in the open settings, the gynecologist can easily fix that. You know, so she was just passing out feces, passing out pee, because her muscles were not just, you know, that's a young girl. She's just getting to puberty. We're not ready for childbirth. And so she was excommunicated, like she was put in another, like the community, and the entire this thing got septic and then she passed away. Now, when you get into the community, what you see is they don't have lights. But this, you see how, imagine you set out to cook food for your family and then you lose your dignity as a woman. And then you come back, you can't even tell anybody because it looks like it's the norm, right? And then months later, you get pregnant, you give birth, and then you die. And then, so imagine what that girl's mother is feeling whenever she will look at that child. You don't even know who the father is, but you know the father is somebody who molested your daughter. But that's the reality in a lot of communities, right? Another thing is, when we look at our recent data, we've been able to cut down sexual assault across the 48 communities. We've been able to impact by whooping 77%. As in,
wow.
Yes, that's only for sexual, like bringing down the rate of sexual assault across the 48 communities. We've been able to impact over the past 6 years now. Health has improved. Women are no longer suffering from bronchial issues. They're no longer suffering from eye issues because they're not inhaling the smoke and all the like. Okay, this is the thing. When we get into the communities to carry out our construction, be the solar installations that provide exclusively electricity, we make it very clear, or construct biodigesters that are going to provide them with clean cooking fuel. We also financially, we equip them with skills. That is, they take part in simple practical trainings on how to assemble a simple solar lamp that we now create selling channels for them. For example, we could meet Generosity Global and say, okay, put your Generosity Global logo on this lamp. we purchase the land for $2. We keep 30% of the revenue. The women keep 70% of the revenue, and then in their cooperative, so they're financially empowered. Same thing with the biodigesters. When you construct a biodigester, after some time, you have access to what they call slurry, which is an agricultural byproduct, which natural fertilizer. We show them how to collect it, package it. We create selling channels for them, to those who grow natural flowers, those who are into eco farming, because the products cost 3 to 5 times more in our supermarkets. So they keep 70% of the revenue, we keep 30% of the revenue. So, but there's a lot of things that people don't even know we do in the background. But the big guns who fund us, they know like the entire sustainable chain. So we are the definition of, so when the union is talking about achieving objectives 2030 sustainability, we are the real definition of that. Yeah.
No, that's it's very impressive, because sometimes we just look at the main objective sometimes, which is energy, light, all of that sort of power, but we do not see the behind, like the other things, things within a household, within a community, that the lack of energy brings about. But
exactly,
more so, what I love about the work that you do and what you've been doing, you and your team, is a real precise focus on sustainability.
Yes.
Why do you focus so much on sustainability?
For one simple reason, you're asking amazing questions, Rich. Woo!
I try, with you, I have to make sure I bring the right questions.
Yeah. So the first thing, we as Africans, first of all, because which other race, continent will I talk about, if not home, is Africa is not going to develop based off of charity. We have to stop this thing. How many NGOs do we have in Africa? Why are we still the poor continent, the dark continent, poverty-stricken, dumping ground, and all the like, etc., etc.? So Africa is never going to develop based off of charity. Now, people are in the NGO space for their own personal gains.
What did you say?
People are in the NGO space for their own personal gains. Because this is the thing.
Don't you start problems on the Fuel by Generosity podcast? So.
No, me, I don't hold back. I'll say things.
I know. Please let loose. Let's go.
Yes. So people are in the stuff of NGO for their own personal gains, right? They are not in the NGO space to solve a societal problem. Because let's go back to the genesis. What's an NGO? An NGO is simply a social business aimed at solving an identified societal problem. It could be lack of access to education, you name it, lack of access to menstrual hygiene, lack of access to potable water, like the amazing work Generosity Global is doing, lack of access to energy, clean energy, what Green Girls is doing, right? But the unfortunate thing is, you find people who have NGOs been existing for I don't know how long, and they don't have the basics. They don't have any financial statements. They don't have any annual reports. They don't have anything. They don't have any concrete substance on the ground. They have theory on paper. They don't have anything on ground because they want to be maybe importing goods. They don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay tax stuff. They don't want to follow up with tax regulations and all the like. But that is the reality. I know what I'm talking about. I don't talk about things that I don't know. So that's the reality. So I'm big on sustainability, and I'm very happy what the UN did as far back as 2015, in the sense that it's not all about the organizations or donor organizations giving you the money. They want to know, what are you going to do when the grant stops coming in? How are you going to keep impacting? And that is where I tell people, now we are going to know who is doing the work. Yes. Now we're going to know who is in the work. Now we are going to know those who actually have a sustainable business model. And that's where organizations like us are really a reference. It's not magic. Because when we are in front of the donor organization on a Zoom meeting, like right now, that's how we're working now, right? We're telling them, okay, if you're giving us this $1,000, right, best believe that we're not going to come back to you to get more money. If we'll come back to you to get more money, is to, expand. But with this $1,000, we are going to construct XYZ number of biodigesters that is going to produce this amount of organic fertilizer that we're going to sell for this amount, and we're going to keep this amount. So whether you give us, we come back to you or not, based off of the 30% that we keep from the revenue of being the portable solar lamp, to show the women how to assemble or the organic fertilizer, we show them how to package, and we've created channels for them. We are still going to be able to run our office, carry out post evaluations, carry out sensitization campaigns, carry out collection of data, etc. You name it. And this is what organizations want to see. Nobody is going to be giving you money now to say, okay, go and use the money, because it's a vicious cycle. They give you 1,000, you come back again, they give another 1,000. You have not solved any problem. That's just the reality. So we are big on sustainability, because sustainability, the entire sustainability concept, is all about the fact that when I stop giving you this free money, how do you keep impacting? How do you keep making the lives of your target vulnerable population better? And that's where we are a reference.
Yeah. No, it's very, very important for organizations to build sustainability into their operations. Even us, yep. You know, especially when you're NGO, you realize that your survival is dependent on funding. At the same time, your survival is dependent on how well you can sustain yourself as an organization. And exactly. We need to always think about being sometimes as lean as possible. And also, like you said, you have a 30%, income generating revenue that allows you to present this. Not like you are hiding it from your donors. You are telling them that we are going to create this product, we are going to solve this problem, but for us to sustain ourselves, because it's not free work. You have to pay people that go to the field. You have to pay people that sleep in huts, for maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks.
That's even because we do the work. That's because we even do the work.
Right.
We do the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because we do the work. Some people have the work only on paper. That's why that's because we do the work. Yeah.
What tell us the the difference, like when you're actually knee deep and involved in the work yourself, as opposed to just contracting it out.
Now, this is the thing. The beauty of what I experienced. Please close that door. The beauty of what I experienced is the fact that once upon a time I was in the office. I was the boss, signing the checks and allocating the funds left, right, center across West Africa. Now I'm on the field. So a blend of both the past experience being a boss and now actually being in charge and seeing the reality of the field comes in handy, because on the field, we realize a lot of other problems that we can solve. But, the truth about the matter is we cannot solve all the issues. We've decided that our niche is providing access to clean and affordable energy. So we decide to stay within that niche. But being on the field helps us to be able to refer problems we see that are not in our niche to other organizations that are in charge. For example, the issues of gender-based violence, countering violent extremism, and all the like. We know organizations we can refer that, okay, we went to this community to construct biodigesters and just do our work. We realize that there's a high rate of, gender-based violence, or girls not going to school and all the like. We know you're into constructing schools and all the like. Come and construct the schools, and then we can maybe solar power the schools.
Right.
That's the beauty of being on ground than just being in the office and then sitting and thinking, oh, I think they don't need that. Go to the field. And I urge anybody that says you have an angel, to go to the field, get your hands dirty. Because when we go to the field and we sleep 2-3 weeks with no lights, you feel the pins, the mosquitoes will bite you, the termites, the bugs and everything. So So when I'm writing a project proposal, when we are brainstorming or research, I know when I do presentations in those when we used to travel and I cry. I know, because I've been through it. I don't like mosquitoes to be biting me. I don't like suffering. But I need to go through that suffering to understand, to be able to put myself in the position of those people. So I know what I'm asking for and why I'm asking for, and get people to understand. Once upon a time, we used to even invite a lot of these consultants that come, take your malaria shot, come to the field. Come with your mosquito repellent. So you understand, you get to feel and see it. So that's the beauty of being on the field as somebody doing the work that we are doing. And you must be a selfless person. If you are actually a social entrepreneur, you must be a selfless person, because these things are felt in how you write, your choice of words, and just how you carry yourself. you're putting other people first before yourself, which
That's
is the
right.
truth. A lot of people say, oh, you're always putting yourself last. You need to take out time for myself. Please, I don't have issues. I really don't have issues. When I look at what everything is happening, I don't have issues, to be honest. I have the basics: access to internet, access to light, access to potable water. You're living comfortably. I don't have issues. So don't be telling me that, you know, try and rest. No, please, I'll rest in the grave. I don't have time to be resting. You know, yeah.
That's Monique. No, but there is something magical when you go into the field and you actually experience the problems that you're trying to solve, because it hits you in the face and you feel the reality of what these people are actually going through. Because it's hard to write a project proposal when you have no idea, when you have not felt it yourself, because it ends up not being real, you know. It ends up not being transferable. And how do you lead people down a path when you have no idea what that path is like? You know, it's important that we always tell people this, you know. And even what you said about working with others and working with other NGOs that are focused on something else is so important, and that's still part of the SDGs when we talk about partnerships and collaborations. It's important not to spread ourselves thin and try to do it all, but identify organizations that are legitimate, people who are selfless, because like you said, you know, people have to be selfless to do this kind of work. It's not about what you can gain from this. It's all about who you can help. And in helping, you gain so much. In helping, and I know you don't like to, you know, you know, the world has opened up for you because you are constantly traveling. You are in Asia, you are, you know, somewhere in North Africa, you are somewhere in the US, just speaking about this gift and this thing that you do. So, you know, what people fail to understand is by being selfless, you are rewarded because people see the impact and it opens up things for you. Let's just say, how has things changed for you? Because I know you're a big lady. You know, I'm just.
These are a big lady.
Yeah, big time. I'm just here fortunate to be interviewing you on this, you know, just stealing your time. But how have things changed for you since you started Green Girls, in terms of like your presence, in terms of your demand, in terms of your ability to influence communities with your models and things like that?
First, your question say, first of all, I'm living my purpose. Let me rewind. I'm living my purpose. So people always like, Madam Green Girls. Yeah, I sleep Green Girls, eat Green Girls every day. It's like Green Girls. There's God, then there's Green Girls. Then there's myself. Then there's, you know, like that's how it is, right? But I'm living my purpose, right? That I discovered at the age of 12, but you know, over the years it's very clear now. So it's been an amazing journey. And I really don't feel like I'm working, because what actually breaks me down or gets me gets me like burnt out most of the time is really not the work per se, but just the demand from left, right, center, because people are even soliciting me for issues that don't even concern me, just because they know I have a platform that I could maybe push their issues or, you know, help them and all the like. It's been really amazing, and I'm very humbled, and I don't take any platform for granted. I don't take anybody who has been part of my journey is still part of my journey for granted. And I always own it. Like when I say I'm faithful to those who fight my battles with me, who fought my battles with me.
That's right.
I'm very unapologetic. Yeah, I'm very unapologetic about it, because I know I have my own way of doing things. I know I'm not easy to really work with, because mediocrity is not in my vocabulary.
That's
so
right.
When you're working with me, yeah. So like I tell people, I keep a very tight circle, even though I know a lot of people, to keep my energy on a constant high, to keep my vision focus, like that laser focus, like really in check. So it's been very amazing. And people like yourself, and I don't want to call the other mentors in various categories because people are just going to go flood their DMs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey because, you know, we don't have this vocabulary of we don't train me. For your international audience, I just said in the local slang patois that we don't have this vocabulary of you've not reached out to me, you've abandoned me, sort of. Like, we don't have that because everybody has something going on.
Right.
So what we're always doing is like, oh, how are you? Or it's like the fact you're liking, you're telling somebody like great post on LinkedIn, you know, like we don't have time for like you don't train me, or like you don't even have my time, man. That kind of like, what do you mean I don't have your time? Like, we're solving societal problems. No, you know, but that's just because of we have identified what our purpose is in life. We know what we are doing, we know what we are going to, we know the world is 8 plus how many billion people, there's space for everybody. That's something people have to know. Your idea, that project, it is valid. The world is 8 plus how many billion people. Do you?
That's
you
it.
You have your own personal touch. People have tried to dissuade me in the past. Do boys, why girls, this, that. I tell people, see, if you want, go and do your own green boys, blue boys. I don't know. The problems are always in constant supply. Yes, I'm really trying hard not to switch to pidgin because every day without work, I'm like, come and then finish, you know. Always are in constant supply. So if you feel Monique Ntumngia should do more, I mean, come on board, do blue boys, green boys. I don't know. You will also be able, but we know why we are doing green girls. We know why we are in our niche because we want to become a reference, and now we are a reference, you know. So overall, it's been it's an amazing journey, and I never speak or see challenges or obstacles. It's always about like opportunities, yeah, because obstacles are stepping stones to you better impacting, better executing on your purpose and fulfilling life's purpose. So like, yeah, I'm living a purposeful life against all odds. Doesn't mean I don't have issues though. The life is not perfect. It's a myth. But like, yeah.
It's far from perfect. But you know,
yeah,
I think people like you, I call you the Iron Lady. You show up, get it done.
And deliver, right? Yeah.
You deliver. You don't do anything to
I don't try to do things. I do things.
But you make sure that it gets done. But
yeah.
I think as people have seen you and have watched you, there are people who are inspired by you. Especially before we even get there, like it's the month of the woman. And we had a comment earlier that says that is an African woman for you. You own your womanhood. Tell us why it's so important to own that as a woman.
What else do I have? Which other gender do I know? And yeah, let's also emphasize that I am an unapologetic feminist. I've been a feminist like my entire childhood without even knowing I was a feminist. I grew up in a feminist household where feminism was not even a thing. The first feminist I knew was my dad, then my brothers, because we're two boys and a girl, I'm the last. And then you had my mom and stuff like that. So I grew up in a household, everybody could cook, everybody entered into the kitchen. Everybody had a week to take care of the house, everything, laundry and everything. So there was never a time I was told, no, you cannot do that, because once upon a time I wanted to be a magistrate, an astronaut, whatever, it was valid. I was never raised, when they'll tell you, no, don't go to school, but don't do much. Your level is ENS or whatever, no. To me, we are an amazing gender, women. And if every woman knew her worth, knew what she carried, trust me, the world is going to be at your feet. And that is why, that's why the few of us
say that again. I think a few women need to hear that. Say that again.
If every woman knew her worth, and just how powerful and how relevant she is, and the fact that she is the God, I like to say, of humanity. Trust me that the world is going to be at her feet. To be honest, the world is going to be at her feet. The problem is we are that gender, right? That we are birthed and we already have our book of life with the rules and regulations. We are that gender that by the time you're born as a woman, whether you're black or white or what, I don't care your skin color or wherever you are, is the same. We have the same issues. Your book of life, we already have a book of life with rules and regulations.
Wow.
Now the problem is usually when you're birthed now and then you're growing up, and they let you grow up in a household like mine that I was never taught that I could not say this or think like this or act like this or want aspire to be this. Then I start having all the bombs. She's so hotty. She's so full of herself. You know, out of this thing. Like, no, that's it, right? So I'm used to me, they're compliments. People are like, you're so full of yourself. You're not going to get married. Who's going to marry you? Like, of all the things, I aspire only to get married. I mean, don't get me married. It's not a wrong thing. But the few women who've been able to break the glass ceiling, we know who we are. I know who I am. As simple as that. I don't need society or societal stereotypes to tell me who I am. I know I'm black. I know I'm beautiful. I know I am very intelligent. I know the only difference between myself and a man is what is between his legs. That's all. You have blood flowing through your veins. I have blood flowing through my veins. You're born of a woman. I'm born of a woman. To be honest. So why is it that we are in the same space and then you're getting more funding than myself simply because you are running high on testosterone? Hello, I have a little bit of that testosterone. Do you have a little bit of estrogen? You know, just that one did not offset the other and you're being effeminated and stuff like that. You know, that's just it. And that's, people have a hard time with that, especially when you're African woman. Everything is against you. But then, like I always say, who are you? It starts from that simple question. Who are you?
Who are you?
I don't want to say people. A lot of women don't know who they are. They know who they are based off of what society thinks and feels they should be.
Right.
Of what the family feels they should be. On what, where they come from, that part of the continent feels they should be. So when you have somebody like myself, who is very affirmative, who will speak up for what she believes in, irrespective of who is in front of her, you know, they start throwing the bombs at her. And trust me, my ignoring skills are on fleek. It has not always been like this. You know, one point in time, I suffered imposter syndrome. But that's where amazing mentors like yourself come in and say, the man, go and smash them. They know who you be. They know who you are. And,
you just have to rise up, right?
That's it. That's where
let
having
yourself
a
be known.
quality circle, you know, not a quantity, a quality circle comes in play. But before you can even leverage on the support and on all the positive attitude that people can see in you, and you know, add to that, you have to know, who am I? Who are you? Woman, who are you? When you understand who you are, then you start breaking it down. What are my weaknesses? What are my failures? Okay, these are my weaknesses. If I'm an entrepreneur, if I'm an accountant as a woman, I have to surround myself with people who are very good in this so that they cover for that weakness. I have to know this because it gets down to even enabling you get a partner, boyfriend, husband, or whatever. Trust me, and the way I am, I cannot, why would I go out with somebody or date somebody who is against a woman working, flying around, wanting to impact? That would be the first downfall for me. That would be the first stress for me. But it's just the truth. It's just the truth. But I know I cannot find that kind of partner, or I should not be with that kind of partner, because I know who I am. I love working. I love career, because fulfilling this career is in line with me fulfilling my life's purpose, you know. So like, that's it. So woman, who are you? Some of us don't have it, or we don't have it, or the only issue is we know who we are, irrespective of what whoever thinks. That's right. Then we have surrounded ourselves with people who know our worth, believe in us, and are there to help us fulfill our life's purpose every single day. It's as simple as that. So there's no magic formula. There's no magic formula. Our lives are a reflection of our decisions. As simple as that. So the morning to me you're saying today, you are marrying, I decide what I want to be and all the, like, every other thing falls in place. That's it. There's no magic.
It is something powerful about knowing your worth as not only woman but man, right? But because women are usually deemed as, you know, societally they're usually deemed as second class. Yep. Especially the African woman, not given the seat at the table. Being black, right? Like, I always love my father always said this. Like, when we came to America, somebody told him he had an accent. He said, no, you have an accent, right? So if you are in a space where they don't understand, they think you are less. But you have to assert yourself. And what I love about you is you are unapologetic about your achievements, your accomplishment, and reminding people that I am just a woman not just a woman. I am a woman doing these things, right? And a woman that was not afforded all the opportunities, but I had to fight my way. You had to fight your way to get to where you are. And I think, you know, for people who look at you and admire and you know, admire you, it takes this focus and this perseverance to push through and believe in self. Would you agree?
Yes, of course. You need to believe in yourself before people believe in you. I'm not asking you to have 100% believe in yourself as a woman. Like I tell people, a little trick. Look at yourself first of all as a human being, because before being man, woman, we are first of all all of us are human beings. All of us have blood flowing through our veins. All of us are born of a woman. I don't care who you are, whatever. Start looking at yourself as a human being. Then identify who you are according to you. See, if you're a woman, I don't like cooking, it's okay. You are not born with a kitchen between your legs. It's okay. And it's not even me wanting everybody to be a feminist or whatever. No. Who am I? You love cooking? Okay. It's okay. You don't like cooking? It doesn't take away the fact that you are a woman. Know who you are. Just have a little bit of belief in yourself. Then identify those people in your circle or anybody external who has ever told you, you know, why don't you get into this? You're very good at this. Why don't you get into this? If you don't have those kind of people, my dear, that's where words of affirmation comes into play. Look at yourself in the mirror. The man are fine. No, I know Martin. Right. Like, no, you have to throw yourself the accolades. You have to throw yourself the accolades because people will give you what you give yourself. Right? If I come here all sulking and all the like, what are people going to say? Well, the way she's boring. The way she's you know that. But if I come here all hyped and all the like, it's not like I'm having the best of days. It's just like, you know, I've hyped myself like, man, problems are always in constant supply. The girl has to keep going, you know, focus on what money cannot buy. Good health, long life, lights, data, things we just take for granted, you know, based off of what I experience on a daily when we go to the field to do research and all the like. You know, so that's it. So surround yourself. It's very important. A quality circle. It's not about the number of people you know. It's not about the quality of people you interact with on a daily, weekly, on a monthly, and yearly. It's very important, and especially for a lot of us women. You must know your place in people's lives. Rich friend is not my friend. No, if I know the person, not my friend. Know how to keep boundaries. You know, it's this thing of circles. See, it's not the number. I keep saying it. It's not the number of people you know. It's the quality of people in your circle. I keep a very, you know that. I keep a very tight circle. I keep a very, we cannot reach you. Rich can reach me because he's in my circle. He can reach me. He has my personal number. He can reach me. You know, so all of that plays into you as a woman asserting yourself, becoming a reference in whatever. Trust me. Another woman is not your competition. That's what I want to. Because that's another thing, another sort of stereotype that stems off of inferiority complex that society has told a woman that another woman is another woman's this thing. No, I am proud of the women in my life. Everybody is killing it in their own respective domain and all the like. My girlfriend will have a project. I'm praying with her. I am organizing a Zoom, strategizing, putting the strategy. I'm telling her you're charging this, you're implementing this. It doesn't take up anything of me.
That's right.
There is space for everybody. The world is 8 plus how many billion people. Your project, your idea is valid. Find those who believe in you, man, woman. Surround yourself with quality people who speak life, positive attitude, energy into you. It's very important. We're already going through a lot, especially with this COVID. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, no, Monique, I felt like I was in a women's conference right now. Thank you. But, you know, I wanted to ask that question because I know how passionate you are about speaking up for the girl child, speaking up for women, basically reminding women that they are valid. And for me, that is so important because even when I look at my, you know, personal leadership, people who I lead alongside with, it's mainly women. And, you know, I always have to remind them that they are positioned to build greatness. And sometimes that confidence may not be there. But we always have to remind our sisters that they are gifted, they are talented, They are visionaries.
Yep.
They can lead just as good, maybe even better than some men.
Of course.
And we live in a society that, and I think we will see this shift where a lot of women are going to be coming out to the forefront. But it's not that they haven't always been there. It is just that society has not recognized them. So I want to thank you for being the leader in that space of empowering women, of owning your I call it womanity, right?
Really humanity.
Owning your womanity, and just daring to be great. Because as we continue to work in our respective spaces and continue to impact, it's always good to know that there's a woman out there who is fearlessly leading a major organization and is impacting lives. I will ask you this question as we land this plane. For many young girls, many women who are watching, who will be listening later on, will be watching later on, what as there's a lot, especially a lot who are based in Cameroon and Nigeria, who have seen you and have seen your accomplishment, what words of wisdom and call to action can you have for them as well as for the men?
That's what I can say. That's what I can say. But this is the thing. Words of encouragement. This thing of encouraging people even. For the encouragement to even work, you must have prepared yourself to be able to receive that. No, yeah, it's true. You must have prepared yourself to receive that, because inspirational coaching, motivational speakers is on a high, but while the cases of depression still going up, just because people have not yet conditioned their mind, But what I would say is, since we're in the month of the woman, and I'm a woman, I'm all about women empowerment and all the like. The first thing as a woman is you are supposed to have great communication skills. Yes. Nobody's coming to sell you. Start selling yourself. You need to sell yourself so well, communicate so well, articulate so well. And that's where we go back to what I was saying. Who are you? Because if you don't even know who you are, how do you ask for that promotion in that accounting firm? How do you go after your dreams? How do you set out to ask for help and even know who to ask for, and even present, pitch that project, that idea to whoever? You have to be able to articulate. You have to know who you are.
That's
articulate, know who you are. And then that will now cut across into whatever you're doing, entrepreneurship, your 9 to 5 and all that. Like, you have to be competent in whatever you set out to do. Everything is already against you as a woman, whether you're black or you're white, everything's already against you. Society, everything's already against you. You need to be competent. It could be makeup, it could be hairdressing, it could be cooking. You need to be position yourself to be that go-to person, so that when they say, oh, I want to eat pies, and they think, oh, go to this lady, she makes the best pie, whatever. You need to be competent. And then you need to be consistent. Yes. It doesn't mean that days are not going to be great or whatever. It just means that on the days are not great, you close that door, you get into that office toilet or whatever, you cry, you come out, you put some makeup, and then you keep going. That is life. I do that too. I have people who, if I call them after a meeting, I'm crying. they were so back. Can you imagine what he said to me? But in the meeting, I was like, no. I'm not here to be lied, to be this, to be that. But that is how you just get through it. Woman, cry behind closed doors. It might seem a toxic kind of advice, but that's just the truth. When you are if you notice, a lot of the women who have held political positions, like the highest of the highs, even when Hillary was campaigning and all the like, there was this negative stereotype the media was always putting out, and I just found like her demeanor was sort of like confusing. She didn't even know how to go out it. This
oh man,
likability factor. It's like when you're in a position of, okay, like I was saying, this likability factor, don't try to be liked. Know that any opportunity you're given, any platform you are ushered onto, you deserve to be there, even if the people put you there based off of marketing, gain or whatever. Own it. Don't try to be liked. But I get this a lot. I've gotten this a lot. And now I tell people, I'm not here to be liked, loved, whatever. I know those who like me, those who love me. I'm here to do my job. Don't play into the likability factor. Don't do it, because it is a vicious cycle. It's just going to be like, that'll be your downfall. Because everybody has something to say. Your hair color is red. You are dark. You're this. You're not that. When you have a platform, whether the company or whoever is giving the platform, because you just want to tick the box of how do they call this thing now that we now have what's this thing when you have a mix of Hispanics and black and white and all the like, what's that English word and stuff like that that a lot of people are using now, you know,
diversity.
You know, diversity now is a big marketing this thing, and to me,
of course,
this is the time for you as a woman capitalize on that. I don't care whether they give you the position because you want to have a woman on the board, a black woman, a white woman, a Hispanic, whatever. Take it and do your job, because guess what? Doing your job good brings in other women. Not delivering because you're trying to be, you know, the best version of X, Y, Z, my dear. That will be the end of it, because the same people who wanted you, the hair to be black, wanted you to sit like this, not to wear trousers, wear skirts. They are the same people who are not going to renew that contract or, you know, renew your term of office. Get into whatever space you're given an opportunity and use that platform. Don't place the likability. I tell people know when they work with me, even when in these meetings, don't nobody tells me, Monique, I don't think they will like this. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to do my job. You came to me because I'm the best. I don't need you to I don't need to tell me I'm the best. I am the best. I'm here to do I'm here to be liked, loved, whatever. So communicate well, be competent, cry behind closed doors. I know being vulnerable is a strength. It is not for us. It's not for us. I cry behind closed doors. You're not going to see my tear. I cry behind closed doors. Yes, it helps push down the pressure. You know, I breathe, you know, let it out. But in that boardroom, I'm looking at your eyes, I'm telling you, we're going to do this because X, Y, Z, that, and I get it done. I can't crack them closed doors. It's as simple as that. And don't play into the likability factor. That's all I can say.
I love it. I love it. What's next for the African Energy Queen? What is next for Green Girls Organization? What is next for
amazing things? Amazing things I cannot talk about. I've signed a lot of non-disclosure agreements, but I termed this year the year of the African invasion. COVID or no, we move. It happens. It's just so happening that everything that's unfolding is the year of the global invasion. So stay tuned, guys. Okay. Yeah, and I can't say anything, but you would know as the months, as the year unfolds by God's grace. So, like, yeah, a lot of amazing things.
I know that amazing things are already in store, bigger and better. But overall, we are all so proud of you for using your platform, for using your influence, for using your wisdom to change lives and give people an opportunity for a better life. Because that is exactly what we need, and just inspiring a generation of women to go out and to be able to do it for themselves. So, Monique, the one and only, thank you so much for being part of the show today. We're gonna do this again very, very soon. Of course, you already know that I am one of your biggest supporters out there.
I know, all round support.
We move,
financially, spiritually,
we move. That's what we do.
Any questions in the box or whatever? Are there any questions? Any comments?
Oh yeah, before we go, do we have any questions from our audience? Do we have anyone who's watching who has a question for Monique about her impact, about the work, about what she can get into as we close down? If you have a question, let me check my personal page. People may be watching on that, which I don't see some questions. Let's see. Maybe some people are just joining, and we did have a late start, so let's see. If you have a question, we have about a few minutes before we end the show. Please post your question so we can jump into it. And but besides that, how are things in Nigeria right now?
Oh, Nigeria is okay. I mean, the only problem is, with African governments, a lot of bureaucracy, and then COVID has slowed down a lot of things. But Nigeria also, overall, Nigeria is okay.
Okay.
It's nothing. I mean, nothing new per se. Behind schedule a lot, but that's just because of everything that's going on, COVID and all the like. But if not, I mean, there's health, there's life, and we keep pushing. Yeah.
No,
But everything is okay. I can't complain.
no, you're not a complainer. You're not a complainer. You are a solution.
Yeah.
You are a solutionist. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's all about solution, and you're there for a purpose. You're there for a reason. And doesn't seem like we have any questions for now. But
Okay.
if you do have a question, if you want to reach out to Monique, her social media contacts are there: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can send her messages, questions. If you want to connect to learn more about the organization, you can reach out to me and I'll connect you to her. Please make sure you like, love, share this podcast. Again, right now we are just on Facebook page as well as our YouTube page, but we are working to get everything on Apple Podcast, on Stitcher, on all those podcast platforms so you guys can re-listen. But at the end of the day, there is power in generosity. There is power in being selfless. There is power in being a woman. And to our fabulous guest, Miss Monique Ntumngia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Rich. My regards to the family. My regards to Erica. She's doing amazing.
Absolutely. We'll share that love, and we got some work to do. Okay.
Definitely.
All right, yeah. Thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.